Durud, welcome to Psychoville. It's Daniel, and today we're talking about a sloth. By sloth, I don't mean just laziness. It's closer to the kind of a sloth that comes in Bible, but in there, sloth means being, in there again, it's not about just laziness. It's more about being divided from some source of spirituality. But I'm gonna keep the being divided part. In here, by sloth, I mean being divided from a mental balance, if that makes any sense. So let's get right down to it. You see, sloth, or as we can say it, being laziness in bringing balance into your life, in keeping the balance, it starts from a point of being in a peace. The person which is lazy about doing something that is necessary for his life is some sort of a peace, and because of that, the person is ignorance to the other part, and the person is just like, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. The person might be pursuing money a lot and forgetting about his or her love life. Or on the other hand, there might be this young person, just having fun, going with life, and just forgetting about his future, forgetting about the money. So totally, it means not having the balance because you're ignoring one certain aspect of your life. So this ignorance brings the person into the state of a sloth, where things are out of balance. So then the person is going at some point, it's just gonna come to the person, and the person is going to feel disconnected. When maybe the hardship of life, because you don't have enough money, maybe you have the money, you don't have, you're weak in your love life, maybe you're good at both, you just don't have enough energy, maybe you don't have enough information, you can't connect to other people. But in some point, life is going to bring to a situation where you feel disconnected because of what you lack. So this feeling of disconnection brings us to the desire to be connected. But the person, the lazy person, the person which is involved with a sloth, what the person does here is not, actually solving the problem. The person goes back doing what he or she is good at, to feel connected. Like he has one half, he doesn't have the other. Instead of having the other, instead of trying to achieve the other, so the person feel connected, the person sticks to the part that he doesn't have. So again, this desire to being connected instead of being helpful and make the person, gain what he doesn't have, bring the person back into the state of a sloth. So that the person can sustain the current balance. Let me give you that also. There are things you might be lazy about, that you don't want them. You actually don't care about them. Your ignorance is not because is not taking you out of balance. It's not ruining your life. It's just that you're not into it. No matter how active you are, there are special things in the life you don't care about. You really don't care about. So that kind of a slot, when someone else look at your life, says, oh my god, you're out of balance, you're ignorant about that, you don't care enough, you should pay attention to that. If you really truly deeply don't care about that aspect, and you really don't want them, and you think your life is just fine without them, so that's what I call it, the good sloth, the good laziness. You just don't care, you just don't want it. Maybe you don't want it in this period of life, maybe you want it later. So this kind of a sloth, you can just go with it. But if the life brings you into a situation where you actually feel disconnected, the feeling is very important. You just understand, okay, I want it but I don't have it. That's the point where you should understand there are things that need to be changed. So let me give you an example to clear up. Imagine you're in your peace, you know, doing your life, watching movies, reading books, but you just don't like philosophy. You're ignorant about philosophy. So you go, you know, to this gathering. There are this group of people talking about philosophy, and you just go there and you just don't match. You sit with them. They're talking, but since you've been lazy about philosophy, since you haven't been into it, you haven't been doing it, you've been ignorant about it, you just don't feel right. You feel disconnected. You don't feel good, you don't have anything to say, you can't understand what they're saying, you're not having a good time. So what happens is that you desire to be connected again to the life, to the moment, to what's going on here and now. So two choices. Where you can run away, go back to your sloth state, doing the same thing, or you can change it. You can listen now. You can plan to study about philosophy later, get it done, I don't know, read it. But the thing is, when you feel disconnected, you need to ask the question, do I like to stay disconnected to these experiences, to these kind of stuff? Or no? I like to be connected. I like to be engaged. I've just been lazy. I've been ignorant. I just didn't know it. So it's about when you feel it. When you feel being disconnected, you got the choice right there. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't like demonizing ideas and concepts. So again, sloth, as you know, is one of the great 7 sins, but deadly sins, as they say. But what I think is that that's very necessary for our lives. The life would be unbearable, even impossible without it. You can't be just into everything. You need to be disconnected from some special stuffs in order to be connected to the others. So it's a matter of choice. What is it that you desire to be connected to? What is it that you desire to be disconnected from? So I think we got to the sloth and what it is and what I think it is, and we have the mutual understanding of the word. Let's see how we can get out of it, if we do want to get out of it. So you're in this state of peace, and you're like, I don't care about it. You can't change this because you don't understand it here. You understand it when it comes to being a feeling, when you feel disconnected. So as I said, you have your choice. You see it, you change it, and it actually happens very naturally. You just don't have to work too hard. If it goes to it gets to a certain point when you've been so ignorant about your health. You've been just working. You've been so ignorant about your health. Life brings you into the hospital, and then you don't have a choice actually. But what I'm talking about is that we prevent it before it gets there. We prevent it. So when you feel a little tired, when you feel a little disconnected, it might be from, I don't know, spirituality in the way you define it. It could be about money, it could be about love, it could be about anything. So when you feel it a little, start caring and take one step at a time. So just, if it's about philosophy, as we had it in an example, start reading a couple of articles about it. Just step by step you start a little. So it changes you in some aspects, so you can create a new balance, but you don't work too hard on that aspect that ruin the current peace. You need to sustain the current peace and the current balance and changing it a little by little, so you can create a new peace, a new balance, which serves you better. So it's pretty natural, pretty normal. When you feel disconnected, just start changing small and simple things. When it's about you, it's very simple. You feel it, you have the desire to change it. You don't get back to the slothy point. You change it. You change your behavior. You get engaged with that thing. There is, at the beginning, there is a special, there's a certain level of resistance because you haven't been into that kind of situation you haven't been into that stuff, so your brain is resisting because it's not used to it. But little by little, as I said, you'll change and you will be able to create the new balance. But if it's another person life, you have a loved one and you feel they're out of balance, they've ignorance about some certain aspect of their life, you can't control their feelings, of course. You don't know, and you can't push them into such situations. It's not healthy. What you can change instead, it's the mentality that exists here. The mentality of a person in this situation is that I don't care. The person is working too hard, but is not eating healthy. He's not sleeping enough. So you change the mentality. You talk to them. You don't push them too hard. You talk to them. You just talk to them and you make them understand that, okay, even if you want to work better, if you want to make more money, you have to have a healthy body. You have to have a sharp brain so you can make it happen. Making the person feel guilty, making the person feel shameful, it brings them even to lower states. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to bring the balance back to the person's life. And what I really want you to understand is that instead of demonizing concepts like sloth, try to understand how this behavior is bringing some level of peace into the person's life, into your own life, and try to understand why it's necessary in this period. And when you understand the situation, when you understand the necessity of a sloth in that person's life or yours, when you understand the needs, you can meet the needs in a new way without breaking the current piece completely, changing it step by step. You can create new peace and a new balance. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really grateful for watching it till the end. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and please write on the comment below what you thought about this video and how we can make our work better. Thank you. Dar mehr bashid.